We'll go back to Steve now. He's got this 5-year draw that was made for the Inter-County Championship. You want to quickly run through it?
Yeah, well, Section 1 in 2010 will be North Lancs Files will play Cheshire in the first game, and Warwick and Worcester will play Cumbria. In Section 2, the first game will be Lancashire against Staffordshire, then Shropshire against Portrees. In Section 3, South Yorkshire will play Derbyshire, and Wales will play North Midlands in the first game. And in Section 4, Greater Manchester will play Yorkshire, and my county Merseyside will have the month off and won't play until June.
It's the easy group, that isn't
it?
So that's for 2010 draw, exclusively made yesterday for the Inter-County Championship. Now I think, Lynn, you've got just a couple of questions here. I think you just come in lightly. So do you want to just have a quick word with those to Ron?
Yeah, thanks Mel. I've been observing the screen as questions have been coming in, and two main questions really that I'd like to put to you, Ron, that our listeners are asking. Firstly, with regards to the 750,000 Sport England grant that has appeared. A question, and one of the listeners asking, do we know yet how much the BCGBA will receive of that money, and if so, do the governing body have plans for disseminating part of that fund out to counties?
No, as I understand it, that money is being given to the Bowls Alliance, which is a conglomeration of the Flat Green game and British Crown Green, for basically for the development of the game. And it's not 750,000 at one go. I think it's spread over a number of years, 4 years. Mm-hmm. And it's basically to appoint development officers throughout the both codes of the game. Mm-hmm. And it's something very, very new, really, so I can't go any more than that, to be honest, really. But the Crown Green are not going to get a lump sum if that's what the person's thinking about.
Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you for that. And another question that's been posed by one of our listeners. What are your views on a subcommittee being formed of the BCGBA to include some of the top players and organisers in order to progress the game? What are your views on that, Ron?
Well, it's a subject that hasn't arisen before, as I understand it, but it seems to me like a very, very reasonable idea, mm-hmm. because there's a lot of experience away from the British Crown Green and amongst the top players and the manufacturers and the Bowls retailers, whatever, and I think it's a good idea, to be honest.
Yeah, I actually personally, wholeheartedly support that as well. And Mel has been one of the top organisers of the game we've seen. What are your views on that, Mel?
Well, I think he's right. I think that, whilst we say that the people who are on the management are dedicated volunteers, sometimes you need to extend that and take in experienced people, perhaps who are within the game, whose knowledge can be enhanced, can't you? Mm. So I think, it's a fair comment, that is. Mm-hmm. I'm sure Ron will bring that up with his management committee.
Ron doesn't, I will.
Yeah. Anyway, this is Mel Evans on Talkingbowls Radio. We're with Ron Holt and Steve Davis. Ron, we've just been talking about the Crown Green in Portugal. I believe you've been over there recently. Have you been and visited it?
I haven't been there recently. Last October I was there, and I didn't know anything about it until it appeared on it was on Arthur Land's website, to be honest, the first time I saw it. And we'd booked to go in the Algarve in about 3 weeks' time, so George Olorenshaw, who's over there at this moment in time, we are going to go there on the Tuesday or the Wednesday and have a look at it and see what's
it'll be good. And it's good for the game, isn't it?
Well, that's right, it should be very, very good. I hope they get a good response from the bowlers.
I'm sure they will. If they register to the British Crown Green, could we get a Portuguese qualifying the champion of champions? Is that possible?
Pass.
So instead of the All Britain, it could be All Europe.
That's right. Yeah,
we could take it much further afield. Just talking seriously about the All England. I see the name's been changed now to the All Britain because I guess it perhaps discriminates a little bit about our Welsh friends. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it's not the All Britain, to be honest. It's Mel, the Welsh secretary, who has been persevering for many years to try to get it changed to the All Britain. It's the All England Senior Merit.
And that's still the title, is it?
No, the Senior Individual Merit is the full title, isn't it?
Okay. But, okay. So we haven't got to go calling it the All Britain or anything?
Oh, no. If you want to, make Mel twitch a little bit when you're in his company and say it's the All England.
And it is, I mean, we're now to that. I mean, Steve's shaking his head. Have you got a comment on it then, Steve?
I just think a better name for it will be the British Championships. Just keep it nice and simple.
Yeah, that's right. And where's the All England this year? I think
It's at the Northern Club in Crosby,
yeah,
which is on the Southport side of Liverpool, very accessible to the M57, M58, about 10 minutes from the end of both motorways. It's a nice venue, tight, but the greens will be in good condition, and it's a first-class club, and it should be a good day. That's the 25th of July.
so there you are, Northern Club in Merseyside, 25th of July for the All England Championship. And of course they used to host in a big event there, aren't they? But the
Yeah,
Northern Club.
they're on the Northern Classic. Unfortunately, this year they can't get anyone to run it, so it's fallen by the wayside. Pity, really. It's a good competition.
And from your personal point of view, it must be probably the highlight of your year, hosting it in your own
Well,
country.
it is, and I hope that the sun will shine. The sun shines a lot on Merseyside when it's not shining anywhere else, so hopefully on that particular day it should be a nice day.
But sticking with the subject of the All England, at the AGM there was a proposal to reduce the lineup from 64 to 32. I mean, it got defeated, but it did gain quite a lot of support. I mean, on this programme last year, we had quite a lot of people saying that they thought 32 on one green was probably better for spectators. You can see all the players, and
well, from
some
Merseyside's
counties
point
don't
of
always
view,
have two good venues, do they?
from Merseyside's point of view, we really struggled to find a suitable venue with two greens. The Northern Club isn't 100%, but it's the best we've got. But it's far easier for county associations to find a one green venue for 32. But of course, the opposite side of the coin is such as Yorkshire, who get 8 qualifiers now. They will perhaps only have 2, and that's one of the reasons it's been knocked back.
I did see. I think John Crowther, the chief executive, did put out a lineup of what it would look like, and that was more or less Arding. So I think like Yorkshire would have 8, would have 4, and somewhere like Merseyside or Staffordshire instead of 4 would have 2, and so on. So I think it would just be hard, wouldn't it? But would it save cost? I mean, there's been much said about the cost of stands and things like that. I mean,
with the 32, perhaps one green venue, you perhaps wouldn't need a stand, which will cover the cost. But whether people would come along if you didn't have a stand, that's another point to think about. It's very, very difficult, isn't it, to determine whether it would be a better financial or otherwise, really.
I mean, the one commenter said last year was like a one green venue, and they were talking about losses on stands was the Waterloo, and it's already got the stands. What an occasion that would be for an All England at 32. I mean, the champion of champions, I think, makes a profit for the British Crown Green at Waterloo.
Well, it does.
And it's so attractive. I'm sure that, I mean, Steve's a top player himself. I'm sure if you played and qualified for the All England, to go and play in the All England on the Waterloo would be extra special, wouldn't it, Steve?
It's a fantastic venue. It's probably the best venue we have. It's one of those decisions. There's that many pro and that many against it. I mean, I voted in favour of keeping it as a 64 for the basic reason that I think it gives more people a chance to actually qualify for the day. As a bowler, I mean, I did manage to qualify once. It's just a fantastic day. It is. It's a slightly mad day because there's an awful lot going on. But I'm not really my thoughts on that day, and I wouldn't want to see that day change for anybody.
Jimmy Parker's he's in Cyprus at the moment, but he's put a question on the screen saying, well, what about having it over a weekend, a Saturday and Sunday, 64, what a weekend that could be?
That'd be a great idea.
Yeah. And somebody's also asked if Jim's going to be doing a bed and breakfast, so I think that's...
The problem with that, I think, is people staying overnight, isn't it, really? They come for both days, or they just come for the final day.
Blackpool is an attraction, isn't it? I mean, the champion of champions, we know we've got the eliminations every time, but people make big trips of it, don't they, you know? So
I think if you are going to cut it down sometime in the future to a 32, you can't find a better venue than the Waterloo. It's just that, would you want to cut it down to a 32?
Yeah, that's right.